scientific notation, or over here we call it the standard form. Okay, scientific notation or standard form. Now, scientific notation or standard form, it is written, okay. Now it is written like this. It is written like this. A number in front, followed by 10 to the power of another number. Now this number in front, which we call it A. Now this A, the condition is this number must be between 1 and 10, not inclusive of 10. Inclusive of 1, but not inclusive of 10. Okay, after I'll show you what we mean by this lah. Then the number n is an integer. N is an integer. So this is how we are going to write the scientific notation. A number followed by 10 to the power of something. A number followed by 10 to the power of something. The number in front, which we call A, is between 1 and 10. So it can be 8, it can be 9, but it cannot be 10. It can also be 1 or 1 point something. Or the biggest is 9 point something, but cannot be 10. So it's one, the smallest is 1 point something, it can still be 1. So actually what we want is 1 digit in front. 1 digit in front of the decimal place. That's why they lay down this condition. They lay down this condition is because they want the number in front to be of one number, 1 digit only. They don't want 2 digits in front. So that's why 10 cannot be used. Okay, so why should we learn this scientific notation? We want to learn the scientific notation because sometimes the number is very big. For example, the distance from the Earth to the Moon, or the distance from the Sun to the Earth to the Sun, very big distance. If you want to write out the whole number, it will be very long. So to shorten it, we use this scientific notation. Or sometimes when we examine the cells, living thing, the cells, or maybe the virus. So this thing, they are very small in size. Now, if you want to write out the actual number, it will be 0.0000 something. So in order to avoid writing very long numbers, we use scientific notation to shorten the number. Okay. Now, have you learned how to write numbers in terms of scientific notation?
I think so.
Yes. Okay, then I go through with you. I go through with you how to write. Now again, we divide the numbers into 2 categories. One is for the number bigger than 1. So for numbers bigger than 1, and we want to express them in scientific notation, right? Okay. So we look at this example. 154, then 00000. I want to write this in terms of scientific notation, or express the number in standard form. So you look at the first number and you make a dot there. Okay, the first number, you make it one number in front of the dot. So one number in front of the dot, so we end up have 1.54. Okay, then you count the number of places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or how many places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are altogether 9 places here. So it will be 1.54 times 10 to the power of 9.
Okay.
Okay, no? 1.54 times 10 to the power 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Correct, it's 9. I typed wrongly. I typed 8 there. Okay, right. So this is how we're going to write. So you count the number of places until you have one number left in front. you have one number left in front. So that is the reason why they say over here, the number is between 1 and 10. Can you see the red line that I'm drawing on the left-hand side? 1 to 10. The reason why is they want to restrict the A to only one number in front. One number in front. Now, if they allow 10, that means this number can be 10. So there will be two numbers in front of the decimal place. So you cannot lah. Okay, that's the reason why they put less than 10. 1 is okay, right? Okay, then now we look at this number, 1.54 times 10 to the power of 8, then times by 1000 again. 1000 is 10 to the power of 3. So when you multiply them together, what you should do is you add the indices. 3 plus 8. 3 plus 8 is what? 11. Is this okay? Okay. Now we are going to divide 1.54 times 10 to the power of 8. Divide by 100. Divide by 100, that means you are going to reduce by 2 zeros. 100 is 2 zeros. We're going to reduce it by 2 zeros. So 8 minus 2, you have 6. Is this okay? Okay. Then we're going to multiply this number, 1.54 times 10 to the power of 8. You're going to multiply with 10 to the power minus 3. Okay. Multiply 10 to the power minus 3. So you treat them. Multiplication is just add up the indices. This is the law of indices. So I have to add up this index with this index. Why add? Because of multiplication. Multiply, you have to add up. So when I add 8 with negative 3, you have only 5. Is this okay? This is a matter of the law of indices. It's very easy to remember if you do some practice like this. You do this type of practice over here. If you cannot, how to say, just your response is not so fast, then you should try all the exercises here. On the other hand, if you know very well already, then you don't have to try this. Okay, now I have 1.54 times 10 to the power of 8 divided by 10 to the power of negative 5. The line here is the same as divide. It's the same as divide. So when you divide, what must you do with the indices? You add the indices together or you subtract them?
You divide and subtract.
Subtract, correct. So we have 8 minus negative 5. 8 minus negative 5. So it's actually 8 plus 5. So we have 10 to the power 13. That's why we have 10 to the power 13. Okay, right. Okay, so now we are going to look at numbers less than 1. Numbers less than 1, we have this 0.00000816. Now I want to express this in standard form or scientific notation. So first of all, you decide there's only one number in front of the decimal place. So you put a dot here, right? Put a dot here, just behind the 8 to have one number in front of the decimal place. Then you count from this decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until that decimal place. I have moved 6 places. So it is 10 to the power of
negative 6.
Okay. Okay, we have 10 to the power negative 6. You know how to write this, right? Then 1.86 times 10 to the power 6 multiply with 100. Multiply with 100, that means 100 is 2 places. Now what should I do with these 2? Add or subtract the 2. This is multiplication. So there's a positive 2 here. So 6 multiplication means you add the indices together. So negative 6 plus the 2 here, there's a 10 to the power 2 here, plus 2 will be negative 4. Okay? Okay. Now I have 8.16 times 10 to the power negative 6. Now is divide. Divide.
So you minus 4.
Haha, correct. Minus 4. Very good. Now your brain is working very fast. So minus 6 minus 4 becomes minus 10.
Negative 10.
Okay, 10. Okay. Then now we have negative 6 multiply with 10 to the power negative 3 plus, correct. So it's negative 6 plus negative 3 plus negative 3. So it's negative 9. Last one. We have 10 to the power negative 6 divide by 10 to the power positive 5. Divide means, what must I do with these two numbers?
Minus 1.
Minus. So negative 6 minus positive 5. So is negative 11.
Negative 11.
Okay. So there is one more slide here. Now you go through this yourself. We continue the next lesson.
Okay.
Meanwhile, if you have any questions,